One, love out to everybody. We got UFC here, Fight Night, Dern versus Hill. Prediction breakdown here, guys. We're really early. I believe it's a Wednesday, I think. 12 fights in this card. Apex, smaller cage here. Before I get started, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to this channel. Also, check out my Patreon account for all my face-off prediction and prop plays. And you can also donate to my PayPal account to help out this channel so I can spend more time doing this. Also, I appreciate all the love all my subscribers been giving me for the donations and the Patreon subscriptions and all these things. I really appreciate that. Also, guys, check out my Wayne Gaethje channel too. That channel is more of a health and wellness channel, which I'm still working on. I want to grow that some more. You can also subscribe to my Patreon account on that Wayne Gaethje channel also, which I'll leave a link down below. On the Patreon for that Wayne Gaethje, it's going to be topics that I'm going to put on there, which I can't really speak about. You know how they like to censor people on YouTube and other platforms that censor you, even on Instagram, Facebook. The majority of the platforms they like to censor people, so you don't really have the freedom. There's no freedom to really speak your mind and say what you really want to say. So I have a lot of topics on health, just a way of life. What's going on in this world and everything like that. So I'm just gonna save it for that channel and for that Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, and it's good for your health, it's good to learn different things and keep an open mind. A lot of these topics that I'm going to be sharing, like I said, if I speak on these things, I will get censored. They will take my channel down, which I was threatened a couple of times with my Wayne Gaethje channel, and they're trying to remove my channel and all these things because I'm speaking freely. I'm basically expressing myself, pretty much speaking the truth, man. When you speak the truth, they're going to remove your things. You know what I'm saying? You have to go along with what everybody else is doing. You have to fit in with what everybody else is doing, or pretty much doing the same thing. If you're doing something opposite and you're drawing a crowd and people are subscribing to your channel, they will take your channel down. And also they will block you from getting views too. You know what I'm saying? So you may only only end up with like 20 views or something like that. Or maybe one like or something like that. It all depends on our algorithm also, but at the same time, it's because they're blocking your information. They don't want you to speak certain things, right? So that channel that's gonna be my Patreon account and a Wayne Gaethje channel. Which when I put it on the Patreon account, I can speak freely because it's gonna be streamed from somewhere else. It's coming from a different platform and it's more private. But you guys gotta sign up for that though. All right, so that's about it there, guys. Let's jump into this real quick. 12 fights on this card. This card here, man, is a very tight card, and the reason why I say it's tight because a lot of fights can go either way. So nearly every fight here, in my opinion, it should be even, right? So first fight here we have Takashi Sato versus Themba Gorimbo. Sorry about that, guys. Santo here is well rounded. Let me see here, but low volume. He tends to like stand in front of you and then don't do much, right? Kind of slow at the movement. And he got knocked out his last fight against Brian Battle with that question mark kick to the head, right? He can get taken down and he can get subbed, and he doesn't scramble up back to his foot. So this guy will spend all the rounds on his back, right? He has power hits though. He can hit, but there's not enough volume, man. And this is a tough one. This fight here, guys, I would say, man, this is a heads or tail. So whatever picks I give you, there's fights I will tell you. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times I may warn you guys, and when I warn you, those are the guys that actually win the fight. I can always lead a horse to water, but sometimes I can't let him drink it. Sometimes it's kind of I'm I'm on one side with this guy, I'm on the other side, just can't really make a decision, you know, because just the matchups, you know. His opponent here, Gorimbo. Gorimbo is he's more. I mean, he's well rounded and he has striking. He's long range with his strikes, and his strike doesn't look bad, you know. But he's more of a submission guy, though. He will more take you down and look for the submission on you, right? He's got a 3-inch reach, which is massive, you know. Any bit of each inch of reach is good, you know, even if it's a 1 inch. But the thing about Santos is that he can get submitted and he can get taken down. And a guy like Gorimbo, you know, he will go for double and single legs and he will get you to the ground. But man, it's just the experience from him, you know. He lost to AJ Fletcher, which was looking good in that fight in the first round. He actually had AJ Fletcher. I think he actually won the first round against AJ Fletcher. But the thing about Gorimbo is that he's kind of like a sprinter. You know what I mean? He looked for the first round quick, and it seems like he gasses out afterwards. But a guy like Santo will give him that room because, like I said, Santo low volume. So I'm going to go with Gorimbo here, guys. And I'm going to say Gorimbo by submission in the second round. This is 50-50 and it's a question mark fight, man, because a guy like Santo, in my opinion, is a more experienced guy here. So, but what I see from Santo, I don't know, he doesn't throw enough and he can get taken down and he can get submitted. And the best parts of Gorimbo, the strong points of Gorimbo is really his ground. You know what I mean? His stand-up is good, but he doesn't have that much knockouts. He has more submissions. So that's more of his strength. And with Santo, his weaknesses seems to be the ground because he's just on his back the whole round. And he can get submitted. So I'll go, like I said, I'll go with Gorimbo, second round submission. Not confident. And it's a question mark fight, meaning that you can even fade this fight. Or you can go Santo if you feel like it. You can mix up a little bit. But be careful. Gorimbo, submission, second round. Not confident. Next fighter, guys, we got Veronica Leonardo versus Thalita Silva. Veronica here. Oh, sorry, Veronica. Victoria, my bad, guys. Victoria here is, you know, she's more of a tough woman grinder, you know. Take a lot of shots, take a whole lot of shots. Don't really move her head off center line much. Rushes forward, head's kind of high. She's very hittable, like I said. She's flat-footed. A lot of stutter stepping. Strong, well, I wouldn't say a strong wrestling base, but she will put you in the clinch and try to pull you to the ground. Swings very wild, you know. She's more like a dog, you know what I mean? But like I said, she stutter steps a lot. She you know, I mean, she telegraph her moves, you know, and she doesn't move her head off center line, and she just eats shots, man. She eats shots straight up, man. I mean, her defense is not good, man. It's not good at all, man. Not good. A girl like Natália Silva, from what I've seen from her in her early fights before getting into the UFC, she has improved a lot. She has more, you know, she has a taekwondo base. Her stand-up is legit, man. I like her stand-up. Her, you know, she her kicks are precise. You know, spinning back kicks, her heel kicks, everything she throws is very accurate. Right, and she has fast hands and she's very accurate. She mixes up the punches with the kicks, but her kicking game is on point. I mean, I like her kicking game, man. To me, in my opinion, I'm not gonna blow her up too much because, you know, she's just on her second fight here, but it's gonna be her third fight now. Her kicking game is probably one of the best I've seen in UFC so far, other than Valentina Shevchenko. You know, the reason why I said that because her kicks are non-telegraph, they're accurate, and the way how she formed the technique, her technique is very sharp. You know what I'm saying? So, and then her hands, them look very good too. And also her ground game, you know. She was a girl that I saw, she used to get taken down, like against a fight against Marina Rodriguez. She was getting taken down in that fight, I believe. But she's working on her ground game. Her ground defense looks good. Her scrambling looks good. I mean, this girl, like, all around game looks very good. And her kicking, her footwork, her movement, you know, her skill set is very, very impressive. I like it. Right, so I'm gonna go with Silva here, man, because what I see from Victoria, man, I mean, if Victoria had a trouble with Mana Farad and against Melissa Gatto, you know, she got a problem with Silva. I mean, because the way how Silva fight is similar to how Farad fight. She had that similar kind of kickboxing. Like I said, she has a taekwondo base. There's a lot of explosive techniques with non-telegraph. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see the techniques coming. You know what I'm saying? There's very little setup. And the way how Victoria fights, her head is just there, dude. I mean, her head is there to get hit, flat-footed. The only thing that she may, you know, push forward and may possess a little bit of toughness in her. Like, can take a lot of hits. But, I mean, that's not good. You know, taking a lot of hits doesn't really, just being tough. You know what I mean? So, I'm going to go with Silva here. Like I said, I'm going to say Silva by decision. And I'm going to say kind of like a 50-50 in that kind of sense. But even though I feel that, you know, that Silva should win this fight. But at the same time, it's like, you know, when it comes to this woman fight, just always some crazy upsets, man. You know, we can see Victoria come in here and then so happens, you know, end up taking her down and beating her up. It happens. But on paper, I feel like Natália Silva on paper should win this fight. So I have her by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here we have Chase Hooper versus Nick Ferreira. Chase Hooper here, he wants to ground like we all know. You know, he look for submission, very good on the ground. Striking still needs work though, man. And like there's some fights look like he's improving. You know what I mean? And then he comes back into the Garcia fight and just getting blasted with hits. Like, it doesn't look good. He's coming straight in a straight line. His head is there to get hit. His chin is high up. He's getting hit just hit with random shots. Especially with a lot of overhands and straight up the pocket. He's just getting caught. Right? I don't know, man. His opponent here, Nick. Let me see. Nick will let his hands go, but Nick wants the submissions too. He's really strong point is the ground, but I don't feel he hits hard enough though. I don't feel he hits hard enough to hurt Hooper in this fight. You know what I mean? And he doesn't do enough striking volume, and that's going to be the good point for Hooper here, because Hooper, you know, if the reason why Hooper loses most of his fight because he's getting blasted, he's getting hit hard. He's getting hit hard, dude. And the punches are just destroying him. And you know, each time you get hit like that, it takes energy off of you. It weakens you, right? So, you know, I mean, if he's not getting hit like that, then he only have to focus on one thing, which is his grappling. And which he's really good at. And I feel Nick, you know, his grappling is not bad, but what I see from him, you know, even though he's fighting a tough guy in Rare Becky here, who is pretty tough guy, 16-1 guy, so you know what I mean, but he was getting taken down and controlled on the ground. I feel Hooper will give him problem in my opinion. So I'm gonna go Chase Hooper by decision here, guys. But again, in this fight here, this is the next fight here where I'm not confident in either, man. Like I said, a lot of these fights are 50-50, man. Because we see from Hooper is just, I feel Nick is a better striker, but he doesn't have the power to hurt Hooper, though, in my opinion. He doesn't throw enough volume. So that's going to leave room for Hooper to work his ground. But again, you know, Hooper will, you know, it just happens that Nick just happened to throw that one shot. And then happened to hurt him, you know. It just happens in this fight. But I'm going to go Hooper. I'm going to say Hooper by decision, 50-50, and I'm confident, guys. Next fighter, we have Ilir Latifi versus Rodrigo Nascimento. Latifi here has a strong wrestling base, man. Kind of like a Sambo kind of vibe to him too. Very heavy-handed, and he's actually quick. This guy is quick. He closes distance fast, right? He's moving up in weight though. He will look for the takedown, and he's going to have the speed advantage in this fight, right? His opponent here, Nascimento going to have the 5-inch of reach and 4-inch of height, which is massive, right? He can get flat-footed. He throws heavy, but he slows down. And he's going to be the slower fighter in this fight, man. He's going to be the slower guy in this fight. He can get taken down too, and he will gas out. But he has a BJJ. I don't know if it's a BJJ black belt, but he has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu kind of skill set to him. So he will look for submissions on you, but he can get taken down though. You know, he's more of a guy that will get on top of you and grind you and elbow punches and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, fighting a guy like Latifi. I feel Latifi is just a little more seasoned guy, a little more of a veteran guy here. And I would say Latifi is a little more skilled guy here, man, in my opinion. From breaking on footages, right? Even though Latifi, you know, 40-year-old, but it all depends on how you take care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? And age is a number, guys. You see guys 42 and 43 beating like 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds, man. Age is a number, man. Right? It all depends on your experience and your skills and what you've been through, right? I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with Latifi here, man. I feel like he's a better fighter here. I feel like Rodrigo slowed down. You know what I mean? And I feel he would drop the ball. You know, he will slow down and he can get taken down, man. Eventually, I feel like Nascimento will get him down. Not Nascimento. Eventually, I feel like Latifi will get Nascimento to the ground. Eventually, I feel that Latifi is a quicker guy to close the distance. Even though he's short, he has a shorter reach. And like I said, you know, Nascimento have the longer reach and taller guy, but it's the speed advantage to close that distance quick. And Nascimento not the quicker guy here, man. Even though he has a reach advantage, but he don't really sit on it. Like, he can't really keep up a high pace like that because he gets tired. So I'm gonna go with Latifi here, guys. And I'm gonna say Latifi by decision, but it's a question mark because again we're dealing with a guy with like Nascimento who has a 5-inch reach and 4-inch of height, man. You know what I mean? Plays a big factor, and then a guy like Nascimento, he still has power, man. And if Latifi is unable to like close the distance like how he's supposed to, then he can get pieced up on the outside and possibly even get hurt in the foot and even lose the fight by decision. So, but I'm gonna go with Latifi here. It's a question mark, meaning that I could change it at the weigh-ins, face-offs. You know, I may make a switch here, but for right now, I like Latifi. 50-50, Latifi by decision, guys. Not confident. Next fight here, guys, we have Orion Cozy versus Gilbert Urbina. Orion here, or Cozy, he has a wrestling base. Striking, you know, he just set up his takedowns. On the Contender Series, you know, he looked good. You know, it was kind of, I believe it was him and his brother. You know, they both won the Contender Series there, but you know what I see from him against Phil Rowe and then also Blood Diamond. I mean, I believe Blood Diamond must finished him in the fight. I mean, he looked like he gets tired. He looked like he doesn't really train. You know, like I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not here to disrespect any guys, but he looked like he doesn't really put the work in like he should. But I just feel like a guy like Gilbert, you know, 2-inch of reach, 4-inch of height, who is well rounded, hits heavy, and also has a wrestling game too. We look for takedowns and also look for submissions. And he was beating Brian Battle, but he took the fight at short notice. Gore got him with a punch and knocked him out. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Sean Brady, but Sean Brady is a good prospect guy here. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, whatever Cozy is good at, I feel that Gilbert also possesses that same ability. And I feel that, you know, Cozy punching power is not like how, you know, Brian Battle's own is. I don't feel like he really packed up that knockout power like that. You know, he can, but I feel like he's more of a grinder. And I feel that a guy like Gilbert is also good on that too. So I'm going to push towards Gilbert Urbina here, guys. I'm going to say Gilbert Urbina or Urbino by Gilbert by decision. 50-50, guys. Not confident. It's a question mark too because Cozy could win. But I'm just liking Gilbert here for the win. Alright, I'm just more impressed with Gilbert. 50-50 by decision. Next fight here, guys. We got KK versus Vanessa Demopoulos. Carolina Oh, man. I'm going to say, guys. Carolina Kovalkovich. Here we go. Carolina Kovalkovich. She will push the strike in here. Look for submissions, but she's up and down, man. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. I mean, I'm not here to disrespect any of the fighters. If you come in here and put the work in, train, you know, everybody got a shot. You just don't know what to expect from her, man. I mean, it is what it is. She came off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losing streak here. Got a win over Felicia Herring by submission, which Felicia Herring is retired after that fight. And she got a win over Gomez here, you know, which was a good little win here. And they were trying to figure out something went wrong with the scoring. I don't know. So you got the 5-inch reach, which is massive here, but you know, with KK, it's just like up and down, man. You just don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? Is the KK gonna show up who was fighting Gomez or Felicia Hitman? Is that KK gonna show up? I don't know. Or is it gonna be the one that fought Pina and Yan and Grasso? I mean, even though these women here are tough fighters, but I don't know, guys. I'm gonna, a girl like Vanessa here, you know, she's a dog and she's gonna come to fight, man. She's gonna push forward and throw the hands, and you know, not the best striking, but she's heavy-handed still. And but her main thing is the ground game, and she will look for the submissions. And KK struggled with the ground at times. You know what I mean? So I mean, she can get taken down and grounded out and ground and pound. And even I believe she's been submitted too. I believe. Arm bar, very naked choke over time. But that's a grappling matches there. But she did get submitted though in one of the fights here. Did she get submitted? Oh, this is the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong person, guys. My bad there. She got submitted by armbar by Jessica Pena. I'm gonna go with Vanessa here, guys. I feel Vanessa is just more of the dog. You're gonna push forward. You know, she gonna put the fight where she want to put it. And like I said, with KK, she will throw the hands, and it could give Vanessa problems because, like I said, with Vanessa striking, it can get wild and she's hittable. But KK is also hittable too. It's a tough one here, guys. This one's a tough one, guys. It's a question mark. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Vanessa here. I'm gonna say Vanessa by decision. 50-50, guys. Not confident here. Be careful with this one. KK could win. She don't have the 5-inch reach, but she like up and down, and she's not even up and down. She's on a five fight losing streak. So I don't know. I think if Vanessa push a heavy pace, she could get this win. All right, guys. Next fighter, we got Machete versus Viacheslav Borschev. Woo! I know I pronounced that wrong. Viacheslav here. I'm gonna say Makhachev first. I'm gonna go with that first. Machete here, decent striker. Fights long, can get taken down though, and can get hurt in the first round. He's skilled, man. Like, this guy is pretty skilled with the striking, but he can get hit and hurt. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. He doesn't really want the ground too much. You know, he can get taken down too, but he doesn't really want to mess around with the ground. He just want to stand up and strike, and he will look to counter you. So he's not a bad striker here, man. A guy like Viacheslav here. Viacheslav is straight up striking base. This guy is he's pretty good fighter, man. Very technical guy. Will work the body. He can get taken down though, but I don't think in this fight, you know, it's gonna be a problem because both guys want to stand in this fight. But then also he's a team alpha male, so he's been training his takedown defense and been training his wrestling and takedown. But I see a fight like Mike Davis and even Mark Dikowski who've been taking him down because they know that, you know, they know the things, you know, to beat him, right? You know, you know, there's a formula to beating him, and it's just mostly go for double, single legs, and just wrestle him. Just out wrestle him and take him down and avoid the strikes from him, because this guy can strike, man. He's pretty accurate with the striking, his body shots, his technique is very good, right? His combinations, kicking game. Again, a guy like Machete though is very good striker too. But I'm gonna flow here with I'm gonna go with Viacheslav here. I'm gonna say Viacheslav. Hopefully, I think I mispronounced that one. I'm gonna say Viacheslav by KO TKO in the first round, and it's a 50-50, man. Cause a guy like Machete, like I said, he's not bad, man. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go with Viacheslav here. I'm gonna say Viacheslav KO TKO in the first round, guys, and I'm not confident, man, because like I said, he's fighting a guy who can strike too, so anything's possible. And you know, this fight may not have to worry too much about the ground. Don't be surprised if Viacheslav go for takedown though, because like I said, Machete doesn't really. His takedown defense is not that good, but he will sprawl and stop it. But you know, if Viacheslav decides to go for takedowns, then it could be a problem too. He could mix it up, even get a win like that. But Viacheslav by KO TKO first round, guys. I feel like it's gonna be like a body shot. Maybe he's gonna work the body and work the head. He's gonna mix it up in this fight. He's gonna close the distance. Next fight here, guys. We got Michael Johnson versus Diego Ferreira. All right, guys. Johnson here is well-rounded guy. Has a wrestling base, really, but can strike. Striking is not bad, but he can get submitted though like crazy though, man. This guy's been submitted like I think like 9 times or 10 times or something like that. I mean, the guys get submitted a lot, man, a lot. But he's still a good fighter though, man. But his record doesn't really shows that too much. You know what I'm saying? He's like 21-18. He has like more. He has wins the same as losses. It's like almost like double. You know what I mean? 21-18. You know, he's not really a good record. Been submitted 9 times, guys. I mean, and he can get hurt on the foot too, but his striking is on point. His corner game and his striking is on point, man. He pack power, man, and he will hurt you. But a guy like Diego Ferreira, though, man, Diego Ferreira is a BJJ black belt, dude. He's very, very good at it. His scrambles and his way how he gets his submissions is very technical, man. Very technical. And his striking is not bad either. He lost to Gamarat, which is not a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? And in that fight, he was doing kind of good. But I think more like a which fight was it? I think it was this fight. I believe it was like a rib injury or something like that. But it was 2 strikes. I believe it's a knee to the rib. And Gregory Golipsky, this fight right here, he almost submitted Greg. He almost beat Gregory in that first round. He had Gregory in that first round, man. He was growing and pounding him, almost finishing in that first round, man. But you know, it happens, right? I mean, but these guys are Gregory Gillespie and Benil Darus and Gamarati are tough guys, man. You know what I mean? So he doesn't lose to guys who are 21-18. You know what I'm saying? He not gonna. I just don't see him doing that. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he's just. I just feel like, you know, like Ferreira is just more of the better. He's more the better fighter. He's more the well-rounded guy here, man. That has the kryptonite for Johnson, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna look for the submission. You know what I mean? Or he should. So I must say Diego Ferreira here, guys, by 2nd round submission. And I'm not confident because Johnson still pack power and Johnson could hurt him on the foot, man. Hey, man, anything's possible again. I know it's 21-18, but Johnson record is 21-18, and he said, "Damn, this guy's not that good." Even though he lose to a lot of guys though, but still dangerous guy though, man. If you end up fighting him, there's a chance that you could lose. He's a very dangerous guy still. But I'm gonna go with Diego Ferreira. I'm gonna say Diego Ferreira by submission, guys, in the 2nd round. Next fighter, guys, we got Andre Filo versus Joaquin Buckley. Filo here, heavy-handed. We look for takedowns. I would say he's well-rounded, but he's like a first-round finisher. This guy usually try to get you out in the first round, and if he doesn't, he slows down. Like most of his losses because he's slowing down, and he's been knocked out twice in a row. You know what I mean? He's not that durable actually. And like I said, if he doesn't finish you in the first round, then he get knocked out in the 2nd or 3rd, right? A guy like Buckley now, kind of the same thing. But Buckley been changing up his game now, you know, and you know, he has some first round finishes too, but he been changing up his game, pushing more the wrestling, the takedown, kind of pacing himself a little bit. Doesn't really gas out as much. Like I said, he has gotten better. You know what I mean? A fight like Chris Curtis, man, that guy, Chris Curtis is a good boxer, man. And Buckley fought Chris Curtis' fight, the boxing game. You know, you're not gonna beat Chris Curtis in the pocket like that. And a guy like Nasruddin Imov, you know what I'm saying, is more of a long-range technical guy, pick the shots on the outside, more smooth on the foot. You know, Buckley can have a hard time with that. But a guy like Andre, you may have a chance against Andre. It's a possibility. Both guys kind of fight similar, kind of walk you down in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Buckley's been changing up his game a little bit. We're looking to take the fight down to the ground and pick his shots. And he doesn't really blow his gas tank. All right? Andre may even change up his game too, because I heard that Andre has a little wrestling game there too, and we look for takedowns. But I'm going to go with Buckley here, guys. And I'm going to say Buckley in the 2nd round, KO, TKO, and just more for durability. Even though Buckley can get finished, because Buckley did get finished his last fight against Chris Curtis. But the way Andre File, you know, be getting finished is like, it's bad, man. Like he's getting slept, like totally out. You know what I mean? This fight against Jake Matthews was pretty bad, man. And then spinning back kick punches, it's just like he takes a lot of damage. Right, so I'm gonna go with Buckley. I'm gonna say Buckley by 2nd round, KO, TKO, guys. Not confident. A lot of these fights, I'm gonna say not confident, guys, because they're very close. All right. Next fight here, guys. We got Emily Ducote versus Lupita Godinez. Emily here, she's well rounded, man. you know, her skill set is not bad. Striking, kind of counter striking there is not bad. It was in Bellator, but you know, when she fight women that pressure her and push forward, she seems not to do too well. I mean, when I mean pushing forward, like what Angela Hill was doing, coming forward, pushing, like put that high pace on you and aggressiveness. She don't seem to do too well. She seems to do more when the person is in front of her and she can touch and move, slightly touch and counter a little bit, and the person doesn't keep following her or coming down on her with a lot of pressure. Like I said, she doesn't handle pressure too well. Not good on the back foot too much. You know, when it's consistent. If it's just a quick counter, then yeah. But then she's not consistently good on the back foot like that. You know, that's what we saw with Hill. That's why in the Hill fight she wasn't even doing much. And you see it a lot in the Bellator. Go back to Bellator and she does it too. Against Ortega, same thing against Christina Williams. Against McFarlane, it's pretty much the same thing. You know, I mean, when these women are putting the pace on her, she don't do well, man. A girl like Lupita now, you know, this girl's gonna come, even though I believe it's a short notice for her. But I mean, she's gonna push her pace though. She's gonna come forward. She's heavy-handed. She'll look for the wrestling, mostly a wrestling base. Let me see here. She won't do too well depending on the kind of fights that she's in. You know, when that other woman put that pace on her too, you know, she may not do too well, but she'll still be in the fight and still push forward. You know what I mean? I fight like this guy is a question mark because I do believe that Emily could win. It depends on what kind of mindset Emily coming here with. You know, if she's like just sitting back and getting hit with shots, because Lupita gonna put that pressure on her, man. She's gonna come forward and the way how Lupita throws is heavy. She like throw over hands, come out the pocket straight. You know what I mean? Her hands don't look bad and she's gonna push that wrestling. And with Emily, you know, if she's gonna sit there and just take hits and then don't follow up, then she's gonna lose the fight. I mean, it is what it is, you know. She's gonna be all volume in this fight, and like I said, I feel with Emily Ducote, she don't like to be pressured like that. And Lupita, if she doesn't like to be pressured, then fighting Lupita is not a good fight for her. So I'm gonna go with Lupita here, guys, by decision, by decision, 50-50. Not confident because I feel like Emily could have a shot here. So be very careful with this fight here, guys. If Emily wins, don't be surprised. Like I said, with the women fights, man. Like I said, with like KK and Vanessa Demopoulos and even Veronica and Silva, be careful, man. I mean, those fights, man, usually, you know, we always go to, sometimes, most of the time it goes the other way. It is what it is, man. You know, most of the dogs come in and most cards. But I'm going to go with Lupita here, man. Short notice. Emily was supposed to fight Paulina Viviana. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Lupita Godinez here. I'm gonna say Lupita Godinez by decision, not confident. Next fight here, guys. We got Edmund Sebastian versus Anthony Hernandez. Edmund Sebastian here is a well-rounded, skilled guy, strong wrestling base on him, heavy hitter. But his cardio will fade him, man. And we see it even in his early fight when he fought when he fought Darren Stewart. You know, his cardio would fail him. And he can get hurt on the foot. He can get taken down. And like he breaks. This is a guy break. Even though he had tough matches here against Derek Bronson and Jack Mercerman and Imanov. You know what I mean? But he would break under pressure though. You know what I'm saying? When you put that high pressure on him and he seems not to can hurt you. Because he's a heavy hitter, you know, and if he's punching and kicking and stuff is coming from the outside and he can't get you out of there, he tends to just break. And a guy like Fluffy Hernandez will break you, man. This guy gonna keep coming forward, keep coming unless you knock him out, which is possible. Hernandez here is well rounded, strong wrestling base. I'm gonna say strong grappling because he submitted a guy in Radal Vera, who is a BJJ black belt, and he guillotined him. Right, actually arming guillotine, right, choke. So Fluffy Hernandez, man, this guy, and the odds on Vera was high, I believe. I feel like Hernandez wasn't supposed to win that fight, and everybody was surprised when he actually submitted Vera, because Vera's a BJJ black, I believe it was a 5th degree black belt or something like that. I could be wrong, but Fluffy Hernandez is no joke, man. And his ground game has, like I said, his ground game is, for me, is top level ground game, man. To submit a 5th degree black belt, especially in Vera, who's a good BJJ black belt practitioner. That's a good achievement for him. You know, that should boost up his confidence, which it did. His striking is very elusive, very straightforward, aggressive. Tough one here, guys. But I feel like with Fluffy Hernandez, though, he has a card. They're going to keep coming. And with Sabazian, Sabazian will beat him in the first round, and that should be the time when you should see Sabazian maybe shine and maybe try to get a finish. But after the first round, man, he just goes downhill. So I'm going to go with Hernandez here, guys. I'm going to say Hernandez by KO TKO, guys, in the third round. I'm going to say 50-50, man. Because, like I said, Edmund Sabazian has been working on his skill set. And he's been getting, from what I've seen in his fights, he got, a little bit better. But not as much. Even his fight against Lumbula, right? I mean, Lumbula had his points in that fight, where it's like, okay. But the growth of Sabazian hasn't really grown that much. The growth of Anthony Hernandez, Fluffy, man, he's grew a lot, like levels. I just feel like, Edmund Sabazian is kind of like got just a little bit better. Maybe, on a scale, I say, 1 to 10, I say maybe get like maybe 30% better. But with Hernandez, it's like 80%. Like from what I've seen from him off the Contender Series until now, it's like levels ahead, man, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Hernandez. I'm going to say Hernandez, like I said, by KO TKO, third round, guys. 50-50 though, all right? And the reason why I say 50-50 because look at a guy like Edmund Sabazian, he's not a bad fighter. And he has the skills, man. If Sabazian lands a punch on Anthony Hernandez, he could knock him out. And Hernandez been knocked out and submitted. So both of these guys been knocked out and submitted before. So there's a chance that either guy could win, right? Next fighter, guys, we've got Mackenzie Dern versus Angela Hill. Dern, BJJ black belt, definitely wants this fight on the ground. And she gets you on the ground and lock you up, you're in problems. Striking wise has been getting better, but still needs some work. Her opponent here, Hill, though, Hill is kind of slow at the fighting. She kind of slow at the movement and the strikes, but we see, she still pull off wins against Emily Dakota, which Emily Dakota didn't even fight in that fight, and against Lupita Godinez DEC. She still pull off fights against supposedly upcoming prospects, right? The only thing about this fight, though, is that Hill been working on the ground game, and he's been getting better. But against Dern, I feel Dern's going to get her down, man. I feel the speed of Dern, just the ground game. And I feel with the Hill, this is the next person in Hill where it's like the record doesn't look that good. She, what I'm saying? She's like 15-12, almost the wins matches the losses, what I'm saying? But, she still beat some women, who are some kind of a prospect in a sense, but she's been in like 3-fight losing streaks, 2 fights, She's like up and down, but she still has the skills though. She's still skillful and will get wins, but I just feel Dern should probably get this win here. So I'm going to go with Dern here. I'm going to say Dern by submission, guys, in the first round. And still a 50-50 because you never know. Hill could surprise you and keep Dern and Olsen as beat her punches and Dern can't even get her down. Because like I said, Hill been working on her ground game. But I feel Dern should get this and it could be an armbar submission, guys, in the first round. Alright? Quick look at the odds here, guys. See what we're working with real quick. I'm on fire, guys. I'm on fire. I'm on a roll. Crazy odds, right? These odds shouldn't be crazy. Well, they're not too bad, man. Not really crazy odds here, guys. Santo and Gorimbo, even, no problem. No problemo, man. This is perfect here. Either one of these guys could win. Play at your own risk. Silva and Victoria, damn. Silva 900. I could see why because of Victoria last fights and the girls that she fought is similar to Silva with the same similar kicking game and movement and skill set. So on paper, like I said, on paper, Silva's supposed to win on paper. But again, when it comes to women fight, what we usually see. Exactly. I like Silva though, but like I said, man, be very careful. And if Victoria win, don't be surprised. But I like Silva on paper, on her skill set. Supposed to can win this fight. But be very careful, especially at 900. Hooper and Nick. I got Hooper's underdog. Okay. I just feel that Nick on the striking, I don't feel Nick can hurt Hooper, and if Nick can't hurt him, then this game is left to the ground. And I feel Hooper is a better ground practitioner here, in my opinion. So I'm gonna go with Hooper. That is why I have Hooper winning, and he's underdog. So it is what it is. Latifi and Rodrigo. Oh my goodness gracious! Nascimento is 200 and something. Oh man, hide and reach. I don't know, guys. I like Latifi on this one. I feel Latifi is just more the seasoned guy here and more experience. and the quicker guy too, close distance. But again, with Nascimento, have this, he's gonna have the power, which Latifi has power too. But Nascimento gonna have the reach and height, which is gonna play a factor. It could play a factor. But I'm liking Latifi. Like I said, on my face-off predictions, I may make changes, so look out for that. Gilbert and Cozy, even fight. They have Gilbert as a little underdog here, but I like Gilbert though. Like I said, KK and Vanessa. I think Vanessa's underdog too. Damn, look at a lot of these guys underdog. Maybe I might be doing something right here, guys. I may be doing something right, guys, because I'm picking all the underdogs here. I like Vanessa here, guys, but KK she's not even up and down. She's like, I said up and down, but it's like 5 losses in a row. That's not really up and down, guys. And I mean, last fight she looks good, kind of, somewhat kind of good, No disrespect, everybody in here to fight, and this is just my breakdown, my predictions, all love for everybody, here to come in here, you put the work in, this is just my breakdown and my opinion. I could be wrong, okay? And if I am, forgive me. Vanessa, I like Vanessa for this win. I just feel like the aggressiveness, the dog winner, and and the takedowns and the submission games could give KK problems. Machete and Vazavel, or Viacheslav Vazavel. They have Machete as underdog. Okay. Vazavel 160. I'll put this fight a little more even, guys. Close. Not really. I'll give Vazavel a slight edge. Kind of close. A little more closer. And like I said, with Machete, that guy can strike too, but I feel like Vazavel is just the more technical striker here, He's a more seasoned guy here with the striking. So I like him, Vazavel here. Okay. Diego Ferreira, Johnson, Diego Ferreira at 150. Yeah, I mean, BJJ black belt here. He's going to look for submission, man. And Johnson been submitted 9 times. I mean, like I said, Johnson is still dangerous though. But I mean, damn, 9 times been submitted, dude. And Diego Ferreira is dangerous on the ground. He hasn't fought though. I forgot to mention this. He hasn't fought in like 3 years though. Is it 3 years? He hasn't fought in like 3 years, guys. That's something I want to mention there. So he's been out for a while, which could play a factor. But like what Dominic Cruz said, there's nothing named rusty. Which is true, as long as I keep active and keep moving. He's been out since 2021. Hasn't fought. So, there could be that is why I say be careful this one, because Johnson could have a puncher's chance here, guys. Johnson has a puncher's chance. Alright. Buckley and Andre Fila. Buckley at 220 something. Oh man. I mean, with Andre Fila, he's still a heavy hitter and he's still a technical guy, man. And Buckley can get a hurt on the foot too, guys. Buckley and Andre is kind of slightly similar, man. So Buckley at 200 and something, be very careful. I would say this fight is very even fight, man. Because if Andre Filo land that shot in the first round and catch Buckley, he could knock him out too, man. And Filo usually gets the fight in the first. After the first, then if he fades out, then Buckley will come on. And Buckley should win that fight because the longer the fight goes, it favors Buckley more. So be very careful. Don't Buckley at 225. Be careful with this one, guys. Emily Ducote and Gorditas 160. I mean, from Emily Ducote last fight, yeah. I mean, when she gets pressured, she doesn't do well. And a girl like Gordita is gonna put that mad pressure on her. She's gonna keep and she hit heavy. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why for this. But like I said, don't sleep on the Cody though. Because it's short notice for Lupi, so be very careful. Hernandez and Edmond. Hernandez 200 and something. Man, I would put this a little more closer. I would edge it to Hernandez though, because I feel Hernandez pressure and his improvement is way more than Edmond. Edmond hasn't improved that much. He has improved, but not that much as what Hernandez has improved. So yeah, I would put it a little more closer here, guys. I still be careful because Edmond still has a shot there. Because he's still a heavy hitter. But when it comes to the ground, I give it to Hernandez all the way, though, in my opinion. All right. Hill and Dern. I got Dern as a little bit of a favorite here. Yeah, man, I feel Dern should win this fight, man. You know, is the odds too high? I mean, not really. You know what I mean? But anything's possible because we see Hill will make a little bit of upsets here and there every once in a while. But yeah. So that's it right there, guys. My odds breakdown there. Check out my Patreon for my face-off predictions and prop plays. Also, subscribe to this channel. Hit the thumbs up. Also, check out my Wayne Gaethje Patreon, also, which I'm going to drop. You know, like I said, I'm going to be making a lot of videos and posting it on my Patreon, you know, on different topics that I'm going to be talking about, from like health and wellness. And just... you know, things that's going on in this world, and you know, different changes and what's coming up next. Kind of like giving like a slight prediction too, like I give my fight predictions also. Kind of like, you know, foreseeing what's going to come next and what's going to happen next, and you know, and mostly on health and nutrition and exercise videos and all these things. So go over there and subscribe to that Patreon account. If you haven't subscribed to that channel too, go over there and hit the thumbs up and subscribe to that channel also. So just trying to do a lot of different things here, guys. Trying to get that channel. I mean, that channel has a lot of subscribers, so, but I'm trying to get, you know, up to more of a. I'm trying to push it a little bit more. I haven't been pushing it as much as I should, so I need the love over there, and I need some Patreon sign-ups. You know what I'm saying? The more subscriptions, the more patrons, the more I can do this more full time, and I can give better videos. You know what I mean? Way better than what I'm doing now, because I will have the more time, the more energy to spend on this. The more energy I can spend doing something is the more love and energy that I'm going to put out. The less time is not going to be good, because I'm just going to be rushing through it because I have other things that I need to take care of. You know, my baby just born. I have a new energy into this world, a new consciousness, which is a good thing. You know, he's 2 weeks old now. He's a boy. Haru is his name. Haru, Haru. So yeah, very powerful name. It means spring. It means making new changes, new changes ahead, means to adapt. You know what I mean? Haru. So yeah, spring. So that's it right there, guys. All love out to everybody. Enough respect for the subscription donations. Keep them flowing. Keep more energy coming towards me. The more energy come towards me, the more positive energy is gonna come out to you guys. And you know, it's just all love at the end of the day, man. All right. Awesome.